Bonjour, mes amis. Je suis le Logique Canadien. Welcome to the NFL Week in Review. We're back with Week 15. And I'm maybe wondering, what the hell? Wasn't it supposed to come out earlier today? Yeah, but guess what happened? COVID happened. So if you see games that I said were on the Saturday slot or somewhere in the Sunday slot, they were moved. More notably, the key ones that were moved were football team Eagles. That was moved to tonight at 7. The Rams Seahawks game, which is set for Sunday afternoon, that was also sent back to Tuesday tonight at 7. And as well, the freaking fracking Raiders and Browns game was set for Saturday afternoon, but got moved to Monday afternoon football. So, sorry. But at this point, I mean, like, it's going to be a little bit different because we don't know what next week's series are going to look like because all subjects have changed because, COVID's being a little bit of a shit. But, well, further freaking fracking ado, we'll get into it. But first, let me tell you about Benchwarmer Brew. Obviously, Benchwarmer Brew is delectable coffee for you for the holidays. And you can see here the 5 points blend. And you can see, and god friggin' damn it. You see here the RJQB blend. 2 great blends of coffee. Well, this one is strong as fuck. Well, they're both strong depending on how you water it down. But definitely get yourself some coffee today at benchwarmerbrew.com for the holidays. It's a great gift for the coffee lover. But back to the task at frackin' hand. Let's go. Thursday Night Football. Chiefs taking on the Chargers from the confines of SoFi Stadium. This was a back and forth game. Both QBs looked absolutely fucking phenomenal in this game. And both deserve any sort of recognition they could get in this game because this was that game. Mahomes, 410 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes, and a pick. And of course, Travis Kelce with 191 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyreek with 148 receiving yards and a touchdown of his own. The Chiefs were fucking rolling here. They were rolling. As for the Chargers, Herbert went for 236 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Jackson with 86 yards and no touchdown. Eckler had 59 yards and a touchdown. Keenan Allen had a touchdown of his own. But look at this game didn't even end in regulation. Let's get that out of the way. This game didn't even end in regulation. This went to overtime. And it ended with a very long Travis Kelce touchdown pass to end the game. 34-28. The Chiefs are up to 10-4 now. First 10-win team of the season. So that's good. On to a good start. But the Chargers, like, they're going to be prime for a wild card spot. I really do feel that they can make a wild card spot. They are that good. They have improved so much from last year. But now they just need to go out and show it instead of just going for the usual Charger collapse. And what I should have been talking about the Raiders Browns, we're going to skip over to Saturday Night Football between the Patriots and the Colts. This game sucked for the Pats. It fucking sucked. Oh, God. I will say, though, the offensive line can't do jack shit. They can't get out of people's way. They can't get out of fucking Ramon's defense's way when making a run. That's on you, Isaiah Wynn. They can't stop the fucking Colts special teams from blocking a punt and recovering in the end zone for a touchdown. That's also nice. Mac Jones was fucking fighting for his life back there with that line because Jesus Christ. But, the obvious Patriot fourth quarter comeback had to happen. And then there's Jonathan Taylor with a 67-yard rush to call the game pretty much. Bad game for the Pats. Really, really bad game. But Mac Jones, 299 passing yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Stevenson had 36 rushing yards on the day. Hunter Henry with 77 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. But as for the Colts, this is where it gets fucking embarrassing for the Pats. 5 completions on 12 attempts, 57 passing yards the entire fucking game. And you still lost. Good job, guys. A touchdown to pick for Wentz as well. Taylor, 170 motherfucking rushing yards and a touchdown. Seriously, can we just fucking just... I say just want to just get rid of our entire offensive line. Get rid of the offensive line for the stupid shit they pulled in the game. Definitely fix up the defense because holy crap, they couldn't block for shit that game. I mean, case in Taylor, Jonathan motherfucking Taylor. And thus the Patriots haven't climbed back, but they couldn't. 27-17. Patriots fall out of the number 1 seed. Kansas City takes over. You proud of yourselves yet, guys? Because there's a lot of people that are not. Titans Steelers in a game that was mediocre at best because okay, when you have an injured Titans team, when you have a Titans team right that's injured to fuck, that's just mediocre. When you have a Steelers team led by an old Captain Fat Fuck, that's also mediocre. Just as urinating tree, he will tell you. Ryan Tannehill, 153 passing yards in a pick. Foreman on the day with 108 rushing yards. Sadly, no touchdown. But Tannehill ran in for a touchdown himself, the greedy fuck. As for the Steelers, Captain Fat Fuck had 148 passing yards, but no tutties or picks. Deontay Johnson was the best receiver, was the best producing offensive Steeler in the game with 38 yards. The next one behind him was Frymouth with 37. And behind him was James Washington at 36. After that, it just drops off to Harris at 18. Seriously. But somehow, the Steelers, they find a way. Captain Fat Fuck even ran for a touchdown of his own, but I guess it is what it is. And the Steelers escape with the win, 19-13 over the Titans. So the Titans are kind of fighting for their lives right now because the Colts they've rapidly caught up with the Titans. And now the Titans need to take care of the onslaught of Indianapolis. Panthers taking on the Bills in a game that was a probably must-win for Buffalo heading into New England next week. And for Carolina, it was just really, what the fuck are we playing for at this point? I mean, we're not even gonna fucking make it to the playoffs because we have a lot of problems on our team. Cam Newton, 156 passing yards, tutty and a pick. He also ran for 71 rushing yards and a touchdown, which somehow makes Cam Newton the most productive Panther on the day. Because apparently DJ Moore doesn't fucking exist. As for the Bills, Josh Allen with 210 passing yards, 3 tutties and a pick. Devin Singletary with 86 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. And Davis, 85 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Good enough to help the Bills beat the Panthers 31-14. The Bills get that win game for the rematch with New England this weekend. Actually, next week, sorry. And help them with their matchup against New England next week. And I have a funny feeling that this is going to be for the AFC East crown for right now. I mean, that's assuming that the Bills don't collapse, but I don't know. But we'll wait and see. Next up, we got Cowboys, Giants. For the Cowboys here, there are playoff implications, much like the Pats Colts game. But for the Cowboys here, they needed to win and they needed to wait for Tuesday Night Football to happen to find out if they made it in. So, how did the Cowboys do? Well, they played the Giants, so I mean that's just a guaranteed win right fucking there. Prescott for 217 passing yards and a touchdown. Zeke Elliott with 52 rushing yards and a touchdown. Dallas Schultz with 67 receiving yards and a touchdown of his own. Pollard with 74 rushing yards, sadly no touchdown. As for the Derps, Mike Glennon got pulled out of the game for whatever reason. Enter the meme, Jake from State Farm. Yes, you got him in. But the combined effort really completed 19 out of 36. God. Both combined for 3 picks. God. And that looks to me about 181 passing yards total. 99 plus 82. I think that's right. Yeah, I know. I'm doing this mid-recording. Give me a break. Yeah, 181. That's what I thought. Devin Booker, 74 rushing yards. No tutties there. Well, actually, no one on the Giants got touchdowns, I don't think. No, they didn't because it was just sort of the field goals because the Giants can't win for shit. They are now 4-10. Cowboys win 21-6. Cowboys, the second team to reach 10 wins. But now we have to wait for Washington Philly on Tuesday night. We'll get to that in a bit. And this is the what the fuck matchup of the week between the Texans and the Jaguars. You may as well just fucking skip over this now, I swear. Like, the Texans aren't good. The Jaguars aren't good. Oh boy, you want to talk about shit again? I'll get to the other one in a little bit, but what the fuck was this game though? Uncut dick neck man Davis Mills with 209 passing yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Burkhead ran for 41 yards. Brandon Cooks actually looked like a fucking legitimate receiver with 102 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Wow, what a way to finally utilize your fucking star wide receiver like when your season's already over, you fucks. As for the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence still sucks. 22 for 38, 210, no touchdowns, no picks. James Robinson ran for 75 yards on a touchdown. But I should also note here that this was without Urban Meyer. Because if you hadn't heard already, Urban Meyer was kicked to the motherfucking curb. He is out of here. Urban Meyer was fired prior to this game, so they actually went to play James Robinson. Yeah, because guy's a fucking moron, I swear to God. I said it in my predictions video that he was a fucking moron. And he got what he deserved. He deserved to be kicked out. But even with the new interim head coach, which I still can't remember his name, the Texans somehow pulled a win out of their ass, 30-16. Jaguars are now 2-12. Oh, yeah, I actually skipped over that game because. Oh well. Hey, give me a break, okay? I've been celebrating all week and with getting 100 subscribers. Seriously, thank you guys. Now, in another what the fuck game, you got the Cardinals taking on the Detroit Lions. And this game didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's look at it. Look at. If you know the result of this game already, you already know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't, just wait. I will explain it in a second. Murray was in for 41 passing attempts. He completed 23 of them for 257 passing yards and a touchdown and a pick. But it got so bad they had to bring in Colt McCoy. He completed 6 passes out of 9. Nice. And he completed 56 and he got 56 passing yards out of it, but nothing else other than that. Chase Edmonds looked good at 53 rushing yards, and Christian Kirk with 94 receiving yards and a touchdown. Zach Ertz was next on that list with 74, Green with 64. Well, as for the Detroit Lions, 21 for 26 for Goff, 216, 3 touchdowns. Reynolds ran for 112 yards. Aaron St. Brown, 90 receiving yards and a touchdown. Reynolds with 68 receiving yards of his own and a touchdown. You want to know something fucking stupid? The Lions beat the Cardinals. The Lions, 1-11-1, mind you. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. They are now 2-11-1. And you know what? They may have just fucked up their chances of getting the first overall pick because now Jacksonville is probably in the driver's seat. Good job, Cardinals. You fucked it. In another kind of what the fuck game of the week, we got the Jets taking on the Dolphins. But we all knew who was going to win here from the beginning because I said in my predictions video. And usually, they tend to be right. Not always, but they tend to be right. Because look at the Dolphins are better than the Jets. We all know the Jets are dog shit. Zach Wilson, 170 passing yards on the day, but no tutties, no picks. Coleman ran for 50 yards, and that was probably the most productive Jet because there's really nothing to say about the Jets because the Jets suck. As for Tua Tagovailoa, he went for 196 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Johnson ran for 107 yards and got 2 touchdowns of his own. Devontae Parker with 68 receiving yards and a touchdown of his own. We all know the result of this game, 31-24. Dolphins beat the Jets. Who the fuck could have saw that one coming? Seriously, who? Because the fucking Jets suck. You can shit on me all you want, but you know I'm right. In this game, we got the Bengals taking on the Denver Broncos, and okay, and we could call this a low scoring affair. I think it's safe to say that. Low scoring affair game. Well, it's because both offenses are kind of shit. Their defenses are also kind of shit. So this is what you call a shit game. Joe Burrow with 157 passing yards and 1 touchdown. Joe Mixon ran for 58 rushing yards, but no touchdown. Tyler Boyd went for 96 receiving yards and a touchdown. Look at it. Oh, no, I'll get to that in a second. As for the Broncos, they got the combined effort of Teddy Bridge and Drew fracking Lock. The combined effort went for 186 passing yards and a touchdown combined. Javonte Williams with 72 rushing yards. And the last name that I am not even going to bother try pronouncing out of the sake of offending him. He went for 58. Basically, we'll call him AOK. AOK went for 58 receiving yards. And Tim Patrick even got a touchdown, and he had 42 receptions on the game. But, like I said, low scoring affair. Both teams were shit. And despite Joe Mixon, one of the top running backs in the league, being held to 58 yards, and with Joe Burrow being held to 157 passing yards, the Bengals still won 15-10. The Broncos are officially on life support at this point because I don't see them make it to the playoffs this year. Just me. Falcons Niners in a game where the Niners need to win in order to keep some semblance of a playoff hope alive. The Falcons, their season is pretty much done at this point. But I guess a win kind of would rebound them, I guess. Matt Ryan threw for 236 passing yards and a touchdown. Russell Gage as well. Fucking hell, this guy's been amazing. 91 yards and a touchdown. As for the Niners, though, Jimmy G with 235 passing yards and a touchdown. Wilson with 110 rushing yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel with 29 rushing yards and a touchdown. George Kittle, 93 receiving yards. Honestly, though, and this is a game that the Niners needed to win, and the Niners got that win. 31-13 over the Falcons. The playoff hope for San Francisco is alive. As for the Falcons, now they're on life support, if not already in the ICU. And what you could call a shitty game on a Sunday afternoon. You got the Packers taking on the Ravens. Also, I will say, though, it was a back-and-forth game, so I will give teams credit for that. Back and forth, but can't always make it count, right? Mr. Aaron Rodgers, 268 passing yards and 3 touchdown passes. MVS, Marquise Valdez-Scantling. I don't know his name. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Yeah, I said it right. Okay. He went for 98 receiving yards and a touchdown. Devontae Adams with 44 and a touchdown. Aaron Jones ran for 58 yards. As for the Ravens, they were without Lamar Jackson this week, so they had to go with I cannot believe it's Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley. 215 with passing yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 73 yards and got 2 touchdowns of his own. Mark Andrews went for 136 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. But guess what? You remember that one time against the Steelers where the Ravens tried to go for 2 and Mark Andrews couldn't catch it? Well, how about we try that again? And he misses again, resulting in the Packers winning the 1-point game. 31-30. Ravens. This is the second fucking time this season, in a matter of weeks, that you fucking done this. Get your shit together. Because now your playoff hopes may be on the brink. And you think I'm kidding? No, I'm not. They're really on the brink. And let's just say Sunday night shit show. Saints, Bucks, and watch that the Bucks need to win to clinch the NFC South. The Saints looking to keep some semblance of a playoff hope alive. And this is why I say this is a shit show game. You will see why. Taysom Hill with 154 passing yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Callaway with 112 receiving yards on the day. Taysom Hill also ran for 33 rushing yards. As for the Bucks, Thomas Brady with 214 passing yards and a pick. Ronald Jones went for 63 yards rushing. Godwin went for 49 receiving yards on the day. Want to know how bad this game was? The game ended in 9-0 in a Saints victory, which marks the first time that Brady has been shut out since week 15 of 2006. So 15 years. He went without being shut out. 15 fucking years. That's remarkable. And I'm shocked he actually did it. And this game sucked all around. So it's like, yeah. So with that, the Buccaneers do not clinch. Now we go on to Monday afternoon football. Raiders Browns, originally scheduled for Saturday afternoon. And this game was still as shit as anyone can imagine. Browns needed a win to really cement their spot in a possible wild card, maybe get a three-way tie for first place in the AFC North. The Raiders, they're also looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Derek Carr went for 236 passing yards, a tutty and a pick. Jones went for 67 receiving yards. Foster Moreau with 65. Josh Jacobs with 52 rushing yards on the day. But as for the Browns, they didn't have Baker Mayfield. They didn't have Kirk Cousins. Both were on the COVID list this week. So it's down to Nick Mullins. And Nick Mullins did all right. He went for 147 rushing yards. Not rushing yards. 147 passing yards, a touchdown pass. Nicholas Chubb went for 91 rushing yards and a touchdown. DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, with 48 receiving yards on the day. Wasn't enough because the Browns lost to the Raiders 16-14. Now while both teams maybe still in the race, they're now under intensive watch at this point because we don't know how well that season. We don't know how well that's going to go. Now we get to Monday Night Football. We get the Vikings taking on the Bears in an NFC North bout. Vikings trying to keep some semblance of a playoff hope alive, whereas the Bears, they were already eliminated at this point, I think. I'm not sure. Or is this game they got eliminated? I'm not sure. Let's talk about how shit this game was. Kirk Cousins only threw for 87 passing yards on 12 completions on 24 attempts, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Dalvin Cook had another nice game with 89 rushing yards. Jefferson had 47 rushing yards, though, but he still managed a touchdown. You can never count on Justin Jefferson because he is that guy. As for the Bears, Justin Fields went for 285 passing yards and a touchdown. David Montgomery with 60 rushing yards. Cole Kmet with 71 receiving yards. And again, this is a game that the Vikings needed to win if they wanted to keep their season alive. And they did that 17-9. And with that, the Bears have been officially eliminated. And I also should have mentioned too, during the Packers-Ravens game, that with the win over Baltimore, the Green Bay Packers are the first team to clinch a playoff spot, as well as becoming NFC North champions again. So congratulations to Packers on that. Now let's go to Tuesday Night Football Part 1. Washington versus Philadelphia. And it's like, okay, these are two struggling teams in the NFC East. So what the fuck's going on here? Well, dear viewer, that is for me to relay that information to you. Let's see, Kyle Allen and Taylor Heineke were both out on the COVID list. So they had to sign and bring on former AAF quarterback Garrett Gilbert to the active roster to start this game against the Eagles. He went for 194 passing yards, no tutties, no picks, but he still looked impressive. He completed 20 passes on 31 attempts, so it's something. Antonio Gibson went for 26 rushing yards and a touchdown. Patterson went for 20 and a touchdown. Trevor McLaurin only got the ball twice, but still made it count for 51 receiving yards on the night. As for As for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts went 20 for 26, 296, a tutty and a pick. Miles Sanders went with a career high 131 rushing yards with no touchdowns. Both Jalen Hurts ran for 2 touchdowns on 38 rushing yards. Sorry. As for Dallas Goedert, 135 receiving yards, no touchdowns there. But it was enough for the Eagles to beat the football team 27-17. Eagles moving to second in the NFC East at 7-7. And with this Washington football team loss, the Dallas Cowboys have clinched the NFC East and have clinched their playoff spot for the upcoming playoffs. So with that, we got 2 NFC divisions clinched. We're still waiting on the Cardinals and the Rams to figure out their shit, because that seems to be a tightly contested battle. Now let's go on to Tuesday Night Football Part 2. Seahawks, Rams, and what was probably the more eventful one of the night, even though it's what's it called? Less points were scored. Yeah. Like the Rams trying to catch up to the Cardinals after that loss. A win here would tie them for first in the NFC West. And the Seahawks win keeps their playoff hopes alive. They're very, very brittle playoff hopes alive. Russell Wilson went for 156 passing yards and a pick. DJ Dallas with 41 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Everett went for 60 yards receiving on the night. But that was really it from the Seahawks part. As for the Rams, 244 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick for Matt Stafford. Sonny Michel ran for 92 yards on 18 carries. Cooper motherfucking Kupp, 136 receiving yards on the night with 2 touchdowns, which helped the Rams topple the Seahawks 20-10. The Seahawks season is pretty much all over at this point. The Rams now move into a tie with the Cardinals for first place in the NFC West. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. But lest we forget that there's still opportunities for teams to clinch next week. And the only real team that was eliminated this week was Chicago that I know of. But at this point in time, for right now, only 2 teams are clinched, and both are from the NFC. The Packers and the Cowboys both have their divisions locked. So with that, they're still waiting on the NFC South and the NFC West to figure that out. As for the clinching scenarios, I don't exactly know what they are right now because they don't come out until I believe tomorrow or Thursday, which I think it's Thursday really. But in all intents and purposes, we'll figure that out. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, comment down below if you guys want to see anything else or you have any suggestions. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and join the Illogical Nation, the Illogical Army, whatever you're going to call it. We are now up to this point at 101 subscribers. And the Q&A is set for Saturday release. I don't give a shit if it's Christmas or not, but I will be pre-recording it Friday night, so questions are probably due sometime Friday. So anyways, thank you freaking for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow with the Hockey Talk Show. Take care. Have a good night.